Hi, it's Alice, and I'm back with a market update for the Victoria Real Estate Board for September 2025. And yes, I'm in my car. I'm on the way to a showing, so this is going to be brief, which maybe you'll love. Let's go. So looking at sales, we had 544 sales go through in September. That was down 5% versus last year. So a little slow, not a big whoop. Listings, we had 1,554 new listings come to the market, and that was an increase of 7%. And for active listings, we had, I have to look that one up, 3,694 active listings on the market at the end of September, and that was an increase of roughly 9%. So new listings and active listings climbing up a little bit as we've been seeing, and sales are slow. For single-family homes, the benchmark home price did climb up 1.2% versus last year. It was at $1.294 million. And the sales actually increased 6.3% as well, so it's getting busier for single-family home sales in the greater Victoria area. Condos, on the other hand, are down, so the sales were down 18.5%. Not great. And the benchmark price was again down 1.1%, and that was $547,000. Yes, $547,000 for the benchmark condo price in Greater Victoria. So let's talk about the market in general. There, I made it to my showing, and now I'm just waiting for my client. Anyways, picking up where I left off. In other news, so we had Bank of Canada reduce their policy rate to 2.5%. So typically you'd see that take a while to show the effects of the actual rate cut. And, you know, as far as we know, they're going to keep doing that probably into the springtime. But what I'm finding is it's kind of adding a little bit of fire under people's feet already, and I think it's psychological, but I am noticing it since my last update. Now, does that mean that there's bidding wars all over Victoria? No. But I will say in the past week, 4 it's TBD, but 3 of them that I've shown so far have gone into multiple offers. And I would say that I think that the motivation of the multiple offers is because sellers are getting wise to the fact that their listings are sitting. So what they're doing, or what their agents, or maybe the agents are recommending it, is they're doing the artificially low pricing and then letting the market decide, which results in multiple offers. And I'm seeing delayed offers too, but some are just naturally occurring multiple offer situations. And these are on houses that are either really priced low on purpose, or they're just really nice houses, really desirable, those cute Fernwood family homes, and they're priced really sharply. So seeing this kind of stuff, it makes me grouchy. I really don't like bidding war situations. So it's either that it's a really hot property and it's getting a lot of action, or it is, and I hate to say this, but I was talking to my business partner yesterday, and I was saying there are a lot of dogs listed right now, like bad, really abused homes, and they're bleeding out on the market, and they're reducing and sitting a long time, and that's what you're seeing a lot of. So there's either really good properties and very few of them, and people are waiting for them, so there are definitely going to be possibilities of multiple offers, or there are homes that have been tenanted for many years, or they're not updated because the person lived there forever and it's a probate sale, and they are just in horrible shape. And so those are the ones that are really, there's a lot of opportunity if you are looking to get a really good deal. But on the nice properties that are fully renovated, not so much. And there is that kind of middle ground, the 2008 recession era houses that don't really need updates technically, but they're just kind of outdated, like, you know, they feel like mom and dad's house. Those are slow. So I've had a lot of those agents come back to me after I show them, and they're wondering, is there still any interest, which is uncommon in Victoria. And I've been in the industry long enough to know that I've never had agents bugging me after I've shown a property. For the most part, it's very unusual, and it's happening almost every time now. So definitely slow in certain demographics. Condos, very slow. I took one off the market because there's no point in letting it sit. So good deals to be had in condos if you're looking in Victoria. There are foreclosures happening. When I started real estate, the number of foreclosures was... But looking at Toronto, I've seen some agents do numbers on what's going on in Toronto with court-ordered sales. And Victoria, in specifics, I used to look for them because people want to be on foreclosure lists, and I'd be telling people there's no foreclosures, like I don't know what you're looking for. And my next door neighbor, he actually does cleanouts on foreclosures, so he is a very good indicator. If he's busy, then I know that it's not good. And so I looked at foreclosures yesterday just to see what number, and I came up with 33 that were court ordered sales in Vancouver Island. So there's a lot up Island, but there are some in Victoria, and many of them seem to be properties that were purchased in 2022, a lot of new builds actually, that I think people just could not afford. So, and I did see a stat that a lot of the defaults on mortgages right now are people who were financed in 2022. It's always the interesting thing to wonder how many sellers are in that situation and they're just listing their property, and you would never know unless you were looking through the titles and stuff if they were a distressed seller. But I wonder how many are trying to salvage their sale by doing it themselves first before the bank comes and puts a judgment on the property. But I think there's probably a good number of them, but they're most likely able to sell before it comes to that. But the ones that have gone into foreclosure and they're being sold by the bank, those are done for. But there's probably a lot of people who can't afford properties right now that are selling. Even this morning I was looking at a property where the people bought for a very high price. I won't say specifics, but they're trying to sell 5 years later, and to sell at what they're asking, they would just be covering closing costs. And on the title I saw land tax deferment, which means they're probably, it's a little expensive for them, and that's a 2020 purchase, but I'm seeing a lot of that with 2022 purchases. But yeah, that's my very informal update. I'm on the road today, so I just wanted to put something out there, but that's my very to the minute assessment of the Victoria market. Is it's very dependent on what you're looking at. There are deals to be had, but you're not going to be getting the cherry beautiful houses that are, you know, everybody wants. It's going to be something that will require sweat equity, and you will get it for definitely less than you would have got it for in 2022, but it's going to be something that needs renovations, work done to it, probably a lot of cleaning. But if you can get it for a smoking deal, hey, that's where opportunity lays. So that's my 2 cents. And condos, if you want to be a condo owner, it is a great time to buy a condo. And yeah, that's it for me. I'm going to leave you until October, and we'll see how it proceeds. The fall months get busy though, right? So, you know, if it's really going to slow down, you'll probably see that more towards November, December. So that's me signing off for the month. And yeah, I hope you have a great October, great Halloween, whatever you do, whatever you celebrate. Hope you have a great time. And I will see you in about a month's time.